Hey there, greetings everyone, it is GleeCon, and I'm back again, bringing you another episode of Lore of Warcraft. Thanks for tuning in. On the last episode, we finished off War of the Scaleborn. We have another chapter in the Pipe 5x5, another book in the Pipe 5x5. We kind of saw a little bit, it was sort of like an epilogue. Briticron had been defeated, and they set the stage for the cracks that will lead to Deathwing, and also to some of the events, kind of some of the motives and explanations behind why things happen the way they do to start Dragonflight. And tomorrow on deck, I have our next project. I'm looking forward to unveiling that with us, although if you've been savvy, you probably know what it is. So we've also finished the wetlands on Classic, and we're now going to be starting a kind of a project of sorts. So stay a while and listen as we jump in with Nesting Wary, and I'll explain it to you. So we have 3 dungeons that make up the kind of level 30 experience that are appropriate for level 30 characters. Those 3 dungeons are Gnomeregan, the half of Scarlet Monastery, pretty much the library, but you could count the graveyard in that as well, which I am counting. And I forgot this guy's in the guild named Mommy now. And Razorfen Downs, whichever the earlier of the 2 dungeons is. I have it in my notes somewhere. I always forget. Razorfen Crawl. Alright, so the first of those that we're going to run for everyone is Gnomeregan. So I have to run that on all 9 of my characters, and we're not... Well, I mean, right now, I'm in South Shore already. Great. So let me go. First things first. Let's go hop on a flight path because we've got to go to. We got to go pick these quests up. So there are. Let's take a peek first and let's plan this out. So there are a pretty sizable amount of quests in this zone. Now in Stormwind, there's a quest called Gyro-Geomatic Excavators. We do need that quest. There is this quest called Tinkmaster Overspark. That's actually a breadcrumb that's designed to lead you to picking up all the Gnomeregan quests in Ironforge. And let's see what else we have. I believe there's one that actually leads you to talk to Shoni, the Speak with Shoni quest. So, but we might have done that one. I'm not sure. Knowledge in the Deeds. Rescue the day after. Essential Artificials. Okay, so I think we've already kind of done Speak with Shoni. I think we did, because Speak with Shoni will let you step into the realm of getting whatchamacallit? Some of the quests for Deadmines. So I think we ran Deadmines for most everybody. So what we're going to do is first and foremost fly to Stormwind.
Where would you like to fly to?
Since we don't, it's going to be a little bit of a flight here, so we have some time. That's all right. We'll use this time to lay out. All we're going to do on this episode is a prep. So this is starting right now, or you could, we'll say starting right now. We are at a 40 episode run. So I'm going to try my best to miss no days of episodes other than a chunk that I have. So next week, over the course of the next week or so, next 10 days, there will be a chunk of probably 5 different days where I won't be able to make videos. So because of that 5-day chunk, I'm going to try to not miss any other days within this 40, so that we're still on pace for what we normally do, which would be, about 6 a week. So that means that this is going to be a 7-week project, essentially. So over the course of the next 7 weeks, we are going to be knocking out the storylines, the preambles, the post kind of epilogues of our own for those 3 dungeons on both factions, Alliance and Horde, because the experiences are different. And that also leads, for me, an intense amount of time management, because every time you run one of these dungeons, Gnomeregan easily is an hour-and-a-half long dungeon, and you never know when sometimes it could take, usually it takes at least 30 minutes, sometimes up to an hour and a half, trying to get a group going for any particular dungeon. So I have to plan in my life a solid 3 hours. And sometimes a lot of it's off-camera work. And I can't skip it because that's how we got into the boat we're in right now, where we are just barely strong enough to do the zones I had originally planned for us because I skipped content. I shouldn't have done that. I should have been running. And you also, there's some gearing issues. Like, for instance, Shalasir is a little bit woefully under-geared because of her. He's okay. Tunic of Westfall, I mean, that's okay. It's not terrible. It's a Deadmines rank 1. His gun is not good. He needs a better gun. But rings, not too shabby. But yeah, he's pretty much bedecked in greens, minus this one that he got from a quest reward. So he has not had lucky drops. We need some of that. We have a DPS looking for a group for Gnomer or the Scarlet Monastery, graveyard only. That would be great, but we're not gonna. I almost thought about running it today, but I'm just too tired. I just coached another game. I'm ready for the season to be over. I have 1 full week next week. So before we get into exactly what's going to go on with this, let me explain at least why the 5 days. So next week, I think I talked about this before. Tuesday is going to be out because I will not be getting home from the various events that I have to do. My son has the band competition. Talked about this on a couple episodes ago. It's going to be 10, 11 o'clock at night before I even come home and have dinner. So it's that's not happening. Then Saturday of next week, so a week from 9 days from now, I'm signed up for some like leadership managerial seminar or whatever. It's with some famous leadership writer guy, but Deion Sanders is going to be one of the speakers. So they offered me the ability to upgrade my ticket to get to sit with Deion Sanders at his table at lunch for $1,000. So Deion Sanders is cool, but I don't want to have lunch with him for $1,000. So I'll just go to the event. He's going to speak there. We'll get to hang out some. There's like a Q&A, but it's an all-day event, and it's about an hour and a half away, not counting traffic. So I will be going to do that process. That's going to take my whole day. So by the time I get home Saturday, it'll be, again, 9, 10 at night, and I will have been gone all day. So I'm probably not making a video that day. And the very next day, I'm going on a trip for work, leaving Sunday morning, and I will be getting back Wednesday, probably late afternoon. So that's going to take me out of commission Monday, Tuesday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Now, Wednesday, I think I can still make a video because Thursday I'll have to work, but that'll be the only real in-the-office work day that week. Although, you know, I'll be in, like, workshops. There's one of the things I have to do that will involve work for the whole day. So the downside, they put me up in a hotel, and I can enjoy myself while I'm there to some extent, except Sunday is whatever. I'll just be doing a lot of like group activities or whatever, minor stuff, but like I kind of sort of, I'll get some free time. But Monday, like I'm signed on for this, I'll basically I'll be working. I'll be at a computer working from, I don't know, 9 in the morning until 10, 11 o'clock at night. That's the trade-off, is I'll be putting in a full day at the computer behind the scenes because I'm one of the ones that help do some of the kind of behind the scenes stuff. Then the Tuesday, I will do a more fun thing. They do like these team building activities, but I've been doing it long enough that I'm like a judge. So they'll have people that do like skits and competitions and stuff like that, and I will be a judge. Still, though, I'm going and judging. And then Wednesday, they do like a big closing ceremony, and then I gotta get back on the... Well, I'll probably take my car, but either way, it'll be... So that's it. But when I get home Wednesday, we'll be able to resume. But there's so much time management involved in this process that I literally, at work, took my break. I have a big, like, whiteboard in my... like up on one of the walls in my office, so for planning and stuff like that. I literally took my lunch break one day and blocked out my day by day for the next 6 weeks. How is my life gonna go? 7 weeks. So far I've been on pace, but hey, it's only Thursday. The making of this video keeps me on pace. I'm already going to get off pace a little bit tomorrow because I originally was going to do some of the behind the scenes work tomorrow. But now my wife just told me today that she wants us to go, she has like, I don't know, she wants us to go out with her friends or something like that. So I'm not going to have that 3-hour block that I normally would. But luckily it's the weekend. I can make it up some over the weekend. So I do look forward to the next 40 episodes with us, which will be, it's just going to take a lot of work. All right, so where's the Tink Master? Here he is. I blew right past him. Do I have any heavy wool? I think 125. Yeah, I think we're good. All right.
Tinkmaster Overspark is very upset with the fate of his mechanical creation, TechBot. I remember TechBot as a kind and helpful tool for the gnomes, but Overspark tells me it's malfunctioned. Very sad, but with luck, perhaps he can be fixed. Speak with Tinkmaster Overspark in Tinkertown and Ironforge. He would welcome your help.
All right, so that's just a simple breadcrumb. So this is part of the process. There's technically a breadcrumb-ish for the next one we're going to pick up. That's called Speak with Shoni, although Shoni also gives the Deadmines quest. So I believe we've obviously done that one on camera. It's not even specifically a breadcrumb to any particular dungeon, but she gives quests for the since she gives quests for Deadmines too, it opens up way earlier, so we're not going to cover it in the purview of this particular episode series. So what we're going to do, the way that these 20 episodes are going to look, we're going to do a setup episode for Gnomeregan, which is the one you're watching right now. Then we're going to do, Maleficent is going to tackle Gnomeregan for us in the next episode where we play.
It's terrible, adventurer. We are not going to have enough parts to get our fleet of gyrodrillmatic excavationators to Dunmoreau. What we need are spare parts, adventurer. What better place to get the spare parts for our vehicles than Gnomeregan? I hear that bots and mechs roam around that place like cattle on an open range. What I need you to do is go to Gnomeregan and tear apart those robots. Bring me back their robot guts. 2 dozen should be sufficient.
All right, so if you, the way that's actually kind of a continuation of a conversation with her. When you go get the breadcrumb to speak with Shoni, she basically says her goal, she's kind of like a, I don't know, a spy, an assassin, something like that, but her goal is, her name's Shoni the Silent. I believe she's a rogue, but her goal is she's kind of part of the force that wants to get Gnomeregan back from the Trogs and the Leper Trolls and the tech bots and all, or whatever, the mechanomes and all that stuff. So that's her goal, and her original, she sends you into Deadmines, if you don't recall, it's been a while. She sends you in the Deadmines to try to get the parts from the shredders, because they have the wood chopper shredders under in Deadmines. If you remember, it's like the second boss in Deadmines. And then you come back to her and she's like, well, cool, thank you, but this isn't gonna be enough. And this is the second part. Well, now, in order to help her fully retake Gnomeregan, she's sending us into Gnomeregan to get more parts. And then it kind of dies after that. Obviously, you know, within the classic storyline, they never finish getting Gnomeregan back. Although by the time you hit up Cataclysm, they've kind of started to reestablish, they kind of sort of have a foothold in Gnomeregan. It's different for sure. But, I mean, maybe one day they'll fully reclaim Gnomeregan. I don't know. And then, you know, just do away with the Gnomeregan dungeon. The Horde has a whole different experience with Gnomeregan. Very minimal. They pretty much just have, hey, here's a quest that allows you to set up a portal to Gnomeregan, and there's like a toolbox in the end chamber where the Mechgineer is. Get whatever's in that toolbox, and everything will be cool. Alright, so here are the slew of dungeons, of quests we have to pick up here for the most part. So first of all, there's the day after. This is actually another breadcrumb.
Don't think I was always bald, do you? No, sir. It was the radiation leak in Gnomeregan that caused this tragic hair loss. Before that day, I had the only gnome fro in all of Azeroth. Damn those damn dirty trogs. Damn them all. Perhaps
a lot of D words.
Adventurer, we may still be able to save it. The city, I mean. Speak to Ozzy Togglevolt in Karanos. He and his partner Razzle are working on a solution.
So just to be annoying, they put this one out in Kyranos and give us a breadcrumb to go out there. So let's pick up, let's see, he gives the... So we'll turn this one in.
I am Tinkmaster Overspark, and I am the chief architect for modern gnomish engineering principles in the world today. It is my job to ensure that the power of invention continues to shine brightest from our arc light spanners than anywhere else. Also, if you happen to know a good schematic for radiation elimination, we just so happen to be in the market for one right about now.
Okay.
Yes, it's true. TechBot has gone rogue. Please, can you help me?
Yeah.
When our beloved city Gnomeregan fell, a rogue spark must have jolted my poor creation TechBot. It once aided me and my associates with its countless gizmos and limitless store of information, but its positronic brain has polarized. Now it's negatronic, and
I love
TechBot's
that.
behaviors are reversed. It roams Gnomeregan in a frenzy, but perhaps it
Doesn't
can be
really roam.
salvaged. Perhaps, if you can retrieve TechBot's memory core and bring it to me, I can discover the cause of the polarization and fix my poor TechBot.
So the way we fix him is by killing him, destroying him. He is a fun little robot boss. And that's actually not inside the instance. It's outside of the instance. You could probably do it. There's a tiny chance I could solo it. He is a level 26 or 27 elite, but it is potential. I mean, I two-manned it last night in one of my runs. So let's look at some of these other things. I'm at level 30 here, though. I'm a little low. Because the final boss is 35, I think. Maybe 38. We're a smidge low, but he is close to leveling up. I'll probably hit 31 before the end of that dungeon, but yeah, homeboy is low. What else do we have? So we have his... Let's pick up this data.
When we fled Gnomeregan, we left so much data behind. Vitally important data. I need the data on a prismatic punch card from a Matrix Punchograph 3000 5D high security terminal deep in Gnomeregan. You must access the terminal, but to do that, you first need clearance. And to get that, you must access lower security terminals. Models A, B, and C. And to do that, you need security punch cards, starting with white. And we left all the punch cards in the city. It's a catastrophe. Can you help?
All right, so this is one of the quests that makes this dungeon so annoying for Alliance. You have to pick up the white punch card, and then you have to progress through the dungeon in a linear fashion, hitting pretty much every boss, hitting key nodes throughout the dungeon. It's a 4 or 5 step. You got to get white to yellow, yellow to blue, I think blue to red, then red to prismatic. So that's part of what makes this dungeon annoying. Her parts is kind of this guts because you need 24, but you can probably clear it without, you can probably handle it without doing that, like, just in one run, and if not, you can get those guts from outside of the dungeon. So that makes it not that bad, because if you don't manage to get it all, you'll be okay. You can still just clear up outside if you want after.
A nigh universal mechanical component, the essential artificial, was of great use to the tinkers and smiths of Gnomeregan. But during the frantic exodus from our city, no one remembered to take any of these devices with them, and I need a large supply of them for work I will soon undertake. Please, go into Gnomeregan and get me some essential artificials. You'll find them in the deeper areas of our city, held in containers called artificial extrapolators. Thank you, adventurer, and please hurry.
All right, so this is the second one that makes the dungeon annoying, because about halfway through the dungeon on, you can start collecting those. They're everywhere, they're plentiful, but you need 12, and the problem becomes if multiple people if more than like 3 people need that quest, you almost have to do a second run, because you can't solo those, and people end up scrambling and not fighting, trying to get them, so it's a little annoying. Little bit. Oh, look, he cook any of that? I'm just sitting on these clams. Oh, he can feed them to his person. I was like, why do I have all that? But that's why I can feed it to the bird. All right, and then the final one that we really need that we can pick up outside of the dungeon.
I trusted Thermoplug person. Never did I expect that he would betray me and the entire gnomish people. And for what? Power, wealth, all things that he would have had in time. Now we have been displaced from our home, and that madman is in charge. The king of nothing. We will retake Gnomeregan, adventurer. We will not stop until the city is back in our control. If you wish to join in our fight, a simple task I ask of you. Kill the betrayer. Destroy Mechaneer Thermoplug.
And we'll get some pretty freaking solid pants for doing this. That's the culminating quest, beat the last boss. Alright, so we now have the main set. There are a few other quests with varying degrees of difficulty and varying degrees of annoyance. So we are going to run this with Millie after, and we're going to keep our fingers crossed and just see how it goes, because he's going to run this dungeon off camera. Again, the plan was for me to do him tomorrow off camera. I've run it now twice with my Alliance people, not counting my own personal life. But for our characters, I've run it with Erator, and I've run it with Shalasir. So Erator's experience was a decent. We had a decent team. Erator is solid. He's more than high enough level. We had no issues with that.
Hello.
However, the other quests in question, let's take a peek at them. Okay, so you can hover over them. There are three. There's a fine mess. There's a grime-encrusted ring, and it's not listing it, but there's another quest that is grime-encrusted object or something like that. Okay, so grime-encrusted object is technically a repeatable, but the first time you do it, it does kind of sort of count as a quest. The very first time, you get some XP, you get some stuff like that. So that's an automatic one. Any mob will drop it. Just a regular generic run, you probably get, close to, give or take, a few from 10, some 8, 10, 9, 10, 11, 12, somewhere around there. You get these objects, you just pay 3 gold, and you pretty much will get an ore. There's a small chance that you can get, maybe like a 5 to 10% chance that you can get a green necklace, which is good, because at this level, necklaces are rare. So it's worth gambling, although the only time I've gotten it is when I've run the dungeon multiple times and I had like a stack of like 40. Then that time that I did it, I got a couple necklaces out of it. But they're all very similar, they just have different stat lines. That's automatic. That quest will happen, that we're getting it either way. Now, the next quest is called A Fine Mess. So that is it's a pretty easy quest. It's an escort quest you get shortly into the dungeon. There's an area called the Clean Room. It's the only area of the dungeon that's, if you're Alliance, is not filled with hostile mobs. If you're Horde, it is filled with hostile mobs.
Pleased to meet you.
I thought the loss of that outstanding head of hair would have been the end of him for sure, but he survived. I was standing right next to him when he was hit by the radiation bolt. Those delightful brown locks of hair hit the floor in clumps, clusters. The horror of it all was only compounded when Noran completely freaked out. Oh yes, freaked out I say. Noran touched his bald head in disbelief. The look in his eyes screamed revenge, Nessingwary, and he turned his anger towards the Trogs. Odyssey cringes. That was the guy we talked to inside that was like talking about how he had a gnome fro.
Right.
Okay, so that, you don't necessarily have to do that breadcrumb. Optional, you can just come right here and pick up the actual quest.
Since the
No
accident,
game.
all Norn thinks about or talks about is cleansing Gnomeregan of the Trog infestation and finding a cure for the sickness that plagues it, adventurer. Luckily, Razzle and I are close to some kind of cure, either that or the recipe for a really powerful rum. We won't know until we test. Naturally, in order to test our theory, we're going to need a few things, namely fallout from the irradiated Trogs in Gnomeregan. Fill up this file with the green glow and bring it back.
Okay, so here's the thing. We basically have to run this quest now because you can pick this one up easily outside of the instance. I can solo it. We can do it right now. But it opens up a second step, and that's what's annoying. I didn't realize that the first time, and I did this dungeon a few months ago with my wife, and we had to run the dungeon 2 times because of it. Because it opens up a second step where you have to, basically you have to find any mob that's green. There are green trogs outside of the instance. You use the little thing on them. They can be alive, they can be dead, it doesn't matter. You fill it up, you run it back to him, and then he'll give you the next step. The next step, you have to do the same thing, but there is one room in the dungeon full of slimes and irradiated elementals. You have to do the same thing, except you have to get it from them when they're alive. And here's the real kicker. It it has a 2-hour timer. So you have to decide, are you part of a group that's patient, that will allow you to run back, which is what I did with Erator's group. We were able to do that at the end. Or, do you have the ability to get back in there on your own? That's what I did with Shellasir. I forgot to turn it in, but Shellasir is a feral druid. So I stealthed her back in there, got the mob, died, and just rezzed and took the res sickness, and she was able to turn it in. Now, Nessingwary won't be able to do that, so then you have option 3 that he may have to do, which is pick up the quest when it's convenient for the team, and then know you have 2 hours to beat this dungeon. Now, to be fair, if you can't beat the dungeon within 2 hours, most likely you have a crappy team, and not a lot of people know it. The good thing about this project for me is I run every single dungeon 9 times now, so if you run a dungeon in Classic 9 times without a big gap in between, you're going to become pretty decent at that dungeon. Very few people are playing these mid-level dungeons, especially the longer ones like Gnomeregan, 9 times. And Gnomeregan's only 5 bosses. I don't know what makes it feel so long. For Alliance, it's the quest. It just feels like such a long dungeon compared to the others. It really, truly is. It takes, even with a smooth run, a solid 90 minutes to do. Alright, so the problem with the Fine Mess dungeon is that, one, there is a moderate chance, I would say it's almost a 50-50 chance, maybe 60-40 in your favor, but there's a solid chance the guy won't spawn. He will not appear in the dungeon. I don't know what causes it. I think it's a bug, but he won't spawn. So if you happen to get a run like that, well, then you're screwed. So in that case, we won't be able to do the dungeon, and there's nothing we can do about it. Okay. The other thing is there is a chance you don't run the dungeon correctly. I mean, you don't run the escort correctly. You have to stay with him the whole time. You have a set amount of time to get him to the end before the little alarm bot that follows him around explodes. You need to get him up, and you need to get everything taken care of before that moment, or you're gonna fail it. Now, the other annoying part is it's turned in Booty Bay, so it's kind of like a Horde quest, and so this will be the one. There's no difference between Alliance and Horde, so if we just have to get it on one of our 9 characters, and between that, odds are we're gonna have it, so I'm not that worried about that one. That one doesn't scare me. I got it with Erator. He didn't spawn when I did it with Shellasir last night, so it just is what it is. We just hope he spawns. What I'm doing right now is fighting my way down into the dungeon to try and get the green guy. We really want that green thing. Look, somebody killed someone here. Oh, yeah. So, again, my guy is not level... It's not that high. He's only level 30, so I am a little... I would like to be higher, but... Come on. Come on, get him. I want to take that elevator. I just missed it. Alright, so... It's actually not the worst thing to kill mobs in here. It's really not. Like, this might be a decent grinding spot for my guy, except for the fact that they're kind of low level. But they're so easy to kill, and they're green, like, this might actually be the easiest way for him to grind out. So, you know, whatever. It is what it is. We'll do that some. Alright, so as you're coming in to kill the gnomes, in the beginning here, you just have to fight gnomes. Leper gnomes, if we're going to be specific. I don't know why I'm stunned. I don't know what... Oh, because I got that on. Like, what is stunning me? I'm taking hits. Okay, I got a scroll of intellect. But I really don't care. I'm not actually focusing on killing all these guys right now. The problem is I think these guys can, like, throw wrenches or something at you. Alright, so that gets us to the real thing that could cause me a lot of pain. which is the grime-encrusted ring. I am not looking forward to that quest. We're trying to... Oh. Oh, no, 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 no. Now I'm pulling all three. Okay, so we gotta back up a little bit. Now I gotta try to keep... Now, luckily, again, they're weak. Okay. Now I'm gonna switch over and I'm gonna hopefully that poison will... Okay. We're gonna see what we can see here. He is taking some serious damage. Okay. And then we just have to get this last guy. Alright, so he did survive. He does need to chill. I guess I could heal him up a little bit. But yeah, we basically just had to kill 4 at 1. So, whatever, it's fine. So the grime-encrusted ring, here's why it sucks. 1, it has maybe like a 5% drop rate, maybe 10. 2, it's only can be found on the Dark Iron Dwarves, which are probably the most annoying mobs to fight, and they can only be found in the direct path leading to the final boss. Okay. 3, that guy's shooting me, but that's okay. Third most annoying part, the quest line is technically different for Alliance and Horde. It's a similar concept, the outcome's basically the same, you go through the same kind of motions, but there's different dialogue. You know, one runs through Ironforge, one runs through Orgrimmar, so you really, if we really want to be thorough, we need to do both. So, as of right now, my plan is, I don't really care, I just need to get it on some mob. That's the one thing kind of going in my favor, is we just need to get one person. If one person can get it, one on Alliance and one on Horde, I'll be happy. And we are running it with everyone. But Erator and Chalicia both run it, and it didn't drop. And Erator's, I had a group that wanted it as bad as me. And we sat there and just grinded them. We cleared every single one in the dungeon. Alright, so in my experience, right off the ledge here, there's a green one, typically. But I don't see one. So here's where this is going to get a pinch annoying. Because we have to find a green one. Don't see one. Alright, so this guy's coming over here. Yep. He aggroed on. No, he didn't. Okay. I guess they don't want to aggro over. I don't want to fight both. If we have to fight both, we're screwed. Yep, and we're fighting 2. So now I don't know if we're going to be able to pull it off. We're going to see. Probably not. That's both of them aggroing on. And then they reset. That's actually good for us. That was not going well. Don't want... we just need a green one. Oh man, we did aggro a second one on. Okay, so I'm using my fast shot here. I guess... And then he evades. I don't know what gets them why they reset so fast. So there's some glitch happening here. Don't know why, and look, his life is not resetting. I mean, that's, I guess, good. And then now he just goes and he freaking... I don't understand.
I'm out of range.
The waste of, the waste of ammo is what it is. I don't know why they're resetting so much. It's got to be something to do with how I'm staying up near the edge. Anything I can think of. Also, this is the first time I haven't seen a green one like right. not right there, like right on along the edge. So we gotta find a green one. Okay, so I'm gonna just shoot this one from here. And then we're gonna see what I can do. Really want my bird to be able to get his aggro. He's just not. Yeah, I don't know what's and like I'm screwed if he can't and I can't. There's like no room to kite him. There we go. No. Oh, I pulled the second one. Oh no. Jeez. So this is actually really, I did not think this was going to go so hard. This is all we have to do, and then we just have to complete this. I did not expect this. Well, one, nesting wary is low. But yeah, I don't know what the heck the went down the hill. I shouldn't have done that. I don't know what the problem is. They keep like de-aggroing and running back, and my freaking bird is not being helpful. I don't know. If you look at my training, I don't remember I think my bird is not quite the same level I am. So he doesn't have all his new moves yet. Maybe he does. I don't remember. I think he needs... Oh, I think he can get most of them. That's what it was. He has most of the trained moves, but he doesn't have... I don't know. There's one that he doesn't have. I don't even know what I need for this. Like... None of these. I guess I'll give another hunter's mark. I don't even really know. Because what we're trying to do is get ourselves... We need 4 more points. So I guess I could give another 3 points to the hunter's mark. Can't remember what's the one other thing. Scatter shot? 50% disorient? I don't remember. I have to look up. Multi-shot and volley. Maybe barrage is what it is. I don't know. So, nesting wary stinks. I just don't know. Well, what really stinks is that I'm not finding a green and I can't fight my way in. Chaliceer, no problem. I had no problem doing it. Erator, easy. I was even able to fight like 2-3 at a time with Erator. It was fine. Of course, nesting wary, we can't even freaking hit a 1. Even when I got... I guess I just need to not... I just need to let my bird go after him. I just need to hang off of the aimed shot. I really want the aggro table. I might even have to download a mod or something because I just can't find a way to get the aggro up. Anyway, so what I was talking about before is what's going to be hard is this ring. So far I haven't had a drop for anyone. Maybe we'll get lucky. It just is what it is. Once you get it, then you take it back to the cleaner. You clean it up, pay your 3 silver or whatever. It'll give you a ring. You then take it into a guy, and he will let you keep the ring, which is a green okay ring. Or you can go on a short quest where you get some materials for him, which is mostly stuff. I think you need like 30 silver and maybe a couple things from the auction house. And then he'll upgrade it to like a blue ring, which is a solid ring. So for us, it would hopefully replace this Defius Renegade ring. Don't remember the exact things, but yeah. So we'll be hoping that we can do that. We got to get this right now. This was my one major goal is with nesting wary. I just want to get this green goop so that we can. I'll do a corpse run if I have to. But I just gotta get the green goop so we can, we can even die. It literally doesn't matter. Since he obviously is a freaking sucky character anyway, and I can't even kill 1 mob with him. Hunters are all about kiting as well, and this is not an environment for kiting. Because they keep de-aggroing. So that's annoying. I did see these other people asking for Gnomeregan. That is what it is. There's me dead. Look, there's a person. Okay, so we're gonna go back in here. We're gonna resummon our bird. He's still alive. Okay, so this is a human rogue, and I need a green guy. Look, there's another person right there. So now we have somebody that's moving and killing. Maybe we can kind of drift in their wake. That's what we need to do. We need to drift in their wake and find a green. And it's a feral druid like me. Okay, so I'm just gonna send my bird, let him get some aggro on, and then we gotta find a green. Okay, so I'll get my auto shot going. That will hopefully help us some. And I'm not even gonna do anything other than... Okay. Dag. He dodged my freaking wing clip. Okay, good. He's back in business. Okay, back on the poison. That's it. Now, luckily, he's coming to help. I'll take that druid helping out. Why not? I'm fine with that. Okay, and then we're just gonna let our bird heal in between each. Cool. Okay, so we got him. Okay. Your savior is his name. Well, geez. There's some green ones up there. Great. Okay. Okay, again, now we're gonna go after this guy, but I see two greens. You see how they're called irradiated blobbity bloops? That's it. We're just watching those guys. He did buff up my bird too, which is even better. Now I'm just gonna kind of chill. I wish again that I could check the threat tables out. I think I can pull one of these off. Yeah, and then we just kind of keep our eye on that. Let that go. Get the poison going again. It looks like he's being shot by an irradiated one out from here too.
I need to get closer.
Okay, so here's what we need to do here. Now I come over here. I need to get this poison. Okay, we got it. And now we run. The bird might die, and he won't be happy about that, but I can feed him. So we're gonna leave, and that's it. As soon as we get out of combat, we'll be able to see if we succeeded on... Uh-oh, he's chasing me now. Yeah, so that's right. He aggroed onto me instead of the bird. That's fine. That's fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine. Okay. Good. Alright, so did we get it? We did. We have the no gain quest completed. So we're all good to go. So we did have to drift. It took some bystanders to help us out. But, you know. We got it. We got out of there just in time. And then once you can get up here, it's okay. So we are solid. These lepers, we can fight our way through the lepers. Why not? We could use all the XP we can get, so sure. Go ahead and get that going. Let him fight for a minute. Yeah, our bird's level 32, so that's good. Level 30 as well. I mean, and I guess we just got this XP. We didn't do anything other than, remember, fight a little bit in, what? Northern? No, he didn't do Northern Stranglethorn. Where did he fight? Oh, South Shore? Hell's proud of me. Alright, so this is going to be it because now he's set up. Now, off camera, maybe tomorrow, but if everything goes as talked about with my wife, I'll be pushing this off, which means Saturday is going to be a bit of a day for me, but it's because I'm going to have to run this dungeon twice. I'm going to be making a video where I'm going to run it off camera once to warm up with Nessingwary, whether that is now or whether that's, I mean, it's not going to be now, but whether that is, it really all depends on the timeline, but probably not, because like I said, you block out 3 hours. I won't be home from work until almost 5 o'clock, and then, I block out 3 hours, then, I have to make a video tomorrow where we start our new book, so that's gonna block us out at least half an hour or two. Wind down from work for a few. So if they're like if my wife's friends don't want to meet until like late and we're just getting drinks and not really getting a dinner or whatever, well then okay, that might not be till like 9 o'clock. And even let's say I started my evening at 9 o'clock, that's still, I don't know. There's no guarantee I could block out. I could get Gnomeregan done in that time. Now, if today was a Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, right now, I would do the dungeon because it's 6:45, and I would be like, okay, my wife's at work, I got time, and that's really basically what I've been doing. But anyway, so I'll do this with on Saturday. I'll get him to run the dungeon. I'll do the same setup we just did with Millie, so she'll be all ready to go. Including with no gain, she'll be fine as a mage. I'm not worried about her ability, even though you kind of need to kite a little bit. She's just she's so strong. I like playing with her. But yeah, the goal is each of my characters so far has raised about 1 level in doing these dungeons, and it's variable, but between turning on the quest level and a half, it's going to be shorter. Running Scarlet Monastery. What's going to save us in Scarlet Monastery in terms of leveling is the setup's a lot more, but we'll talk about that when we get there. But for now, we're good.
Salutations!
Can't you see we're trying to cure an entire species of gnomes here? We need more of the green glow.
Excellent work. The time has come to test the new formula. If this works, not only should that captured leper gnome be cured, but I should have a full head of hair. Stand back!
He says
Not
that,
only
but
was your
doesn't really do
sample
anything.
insufficient in quantity, it was also impure. What we require is more green glow. The trogs are obviously not irradiated sufficiently to fulfill our needs. You will have to go into Gnomeregan and bring back some radioactive fallout. Straight from the tap. I'm speaking of the irradiated slimes, lurkers, and horrors. Be warned, the containment of this type of fallout is difficult. You may need to make several attempts with the file until a suitable sampling is recovered.
Alright, so he's got us setting up. Again, we got to go straight to the tap, but also he's alluded to some differences in the quest. 1, you have to get it from the source. They have to be alive. 2, it might fail. It's not 100% chance success like this one was. And then 3, it's unstable, so you only have a couple hours to go once you start it. Yeah, here we go. We're going to go in here to repair since I did die. We got 22 for that quest. It cost us 4. We did get a claymore. Boom, boom. So we got another chunk back. So it's not like all a loss. But okay, so we are ready again. I'm going to do this off camera, and then the next time we'll continue the Alliance version of Gnomeregan. And it feels quick-ish. It feels the same pace that we've been going, but really there's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes, hours and hours. For every episode like this that we see, I'm doing up to 10 to 15 hours of work behind the scenes because of the way that I've designed it, which we will never do again once we get to Burning Crusade. All right, we got another episode of the Pipe 5x5. Thanks everyone for watching and for tuning in, and I will see you all next time on Lord of Warcraft.